you don't have a proper residential address, they're not going to employ you.
A Bachelor of Science with a major in Neuroscience and Diploma of Modern Languages in Mandarin.
In 1990, the Brotherhood of St Lawrence began a longitudinal study of children born in Fitzroy, an inner-city suburb of Melbourne. The study looks at how low income and other disadvantages affect Australian children. This suburb was chosen because of its wide range of different family situations, incomes and ethnic backgrounds.
I'm James, I'm 27, I'm part of the Life Chances study. I was just moving house all the time and shuffling around and just got sick of having to make friends all the time and start new school, so I just left school. My mum died when I was young and I ended up getting put into the government's hands, and I just ended up giving up. Stayed home for about a year or so and just got a job at Macca's and started working.
I'm Nick and I'm 27. I work for an international college in the city, recruiting international students, and as part of that job I actually got sent to China, and that was a pretty eye-opening experience for me at the time. I think I was still only 17 when I got sent over. So then from then I went travelling for a little bit, and then I came back and I went to uni because I thought for the future I'd be better off. I was living at home because I just attended Melbourne Uni, so it was pretty convenient. And then for the next 4 years I was at uni. Bachelor of Science with a major in Neuroscience and Diploma of Modern Languages in Mandarin.
I've done a bit of hospitality, retail, car detailing. I've just picked up work wherever I can. It's always been most casual. Yeah, I've got a massive job gap in between not working. I've looked for a lot of full-time work, but most of it, they want you to have like 2 years experience, which I don't have. No one really knows what it's like when you're unemployed and looking for work. It's hard because it comes down to experience and everything, and if you don't have a proper residential address, they're not going to employ you if you can't provide where you're going to be living and everything.
To go get a job directly with what I'd studied, it wasn't really viable at the time, and I think more so now. And so I had an opportunity to go to China, so I thought as far as a career goes, probably focusing more on my Chinese is more important than my science. So then I went to China for a year after finishing uni. When I came back from China for the second time particularly, I noticed that a lot of my friends were struggling to get jobs, and they'd already been out of uni a couple of years. So then I thought, either I can try and do the same thing as them, or I can do something a bit different. And by doing something a bit different, I thought, well, it's either now or later, and I had the opportunity to do it now, so just do it now. And that's when I got into freelance tour guiding. If it wasn't for my parents and me being able to stay at home, no chance I could have done what I've done now. Because there's times, like money doesn't come in and it's a bit of a struggle, but you're doing all this work and you're spending a lot of time. So if it wasn't for them, it wouldn't have happened.
I don't have anything to fall back on. Just on Centrelink, which is barely nothing. Struggled through. I've been in boarding houses, refuges. I've always managed, just get by on my own. It's hard because it's hard to get a job when you don't know where you're going to be living tomorrow. It's emotionally challenging. Trying to find a roof over your head and get a job, just pay the rent to get a house.
5 years. Hopefully the business will be a lot more established and settled. And as far as my life, I'd like to be not working too hard, but working smartly, but I can also enjoy my spare time.
I'd love to be driving trucks in 5 years from now and have my own house and be my own independent person, find somewhere of my own to live and start making my own sort of life for myself. I'm pretty positive I can do it.